Hey guys, Dabu7. I got a lot of things I want in this video. The main concern here, sparking this whole thing off, is the Russian military is warning of a potential catastrophic quake on the U.S. West Coast. Now, an interesting Ministry of Defense urgent bulletin was sent to all Russian naval forces operating in the Pacific Ocean region. And there was a warning that there is a moderate to high likelihood of a significant seismic event ready to occur on the North American plate, particularly on the western coastal regions of the United States. And now, with that said, I'm going to say that they're talking North American plate. That's the whole North American plate, but one of the most, high-risk places is going to be Southern California here. And they're saying that this is stemming from a massive anticyclone that is formed over Greenland. Now, some of you may have heard Bug talk about this over the past few months or years, about how we have a rapid decline of ice in the Arctic, and all of this ice melting is causing all kinds of problems. You're talking post glacial rebound, where these plates and continents or pieces of land, this landmass is trying to rise up out of the ocean, or rise as all this weight is being lifted off of it, melting off of it, and it's moving, period. When you have this movement, you have magma moving, lava moving, all around these certain regions. Now, this low over Greenland is threatening to break a worldwide record for the highest barometric pressure of 1083.3, which was set in Siberia in 1968. Now, with that said, this has already set some records of its own. Here's another feed talking about the same bulletin that was put out, and this warning is stretching all the way down this western boundary of the Americas, through Mexico, this whole region. And as you can see, we're getting an uptick. We had 5-pointers and 4.8s and 5-pointers hitting off up in this region yesterday. This area is notorious for having big earthquakes. And everybody just is kind of waiting for the big one to hit on the West Coast. Everyone knows it's coming. It's overdue. You also have the New Madrid to watch for. We're having earthquakes popping up in places now like Yellowstone. Places you don't want to see them. West Virginia, Canary Islands, abuzz. Now, when you start talking about this big anti-cyclone system hovering right here, you've got all this ice melting, all this pressure, in the atmosphere changing, and we are seeing quakes that are happening above Iceland, on this ridge, all the way down. On this ridge, all the way up through Easter Island here, through this area. Now you're starting to see them here, and we're seeing them right here on this ridge. So as this shifts, this continent, or this Greenland here, shifts, and all this weight is being dispersed into the ocean, you're having the water levels rise some, you're having erosion on the East Coast, and you're having a massive plate breakup out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, as it is in this region. Okay? So, Ring of Fire, Pacific Ocean is always going to be active, and with these plates moving, you're going to see some activity on this western shelf, is what the Russian military scientists are saying. Now, other scientists are in agreement with this. Of the greatest concern in this bulletin is the anticyclone, which is formed over Greenland, bringing our planet the highest barometric pressure ever recorded in human history, and which American scientists warned last year would intensify. American scientists this past week confirmed the Russian counterparts' findings. And as we can read, in part as reported by the Washington Post News Service in their article titled "Record Blocking Patterns Fueling Extreme Weather." So these weather patterns, being kind of pushed along with technology. You can say HARP. You could you could say other technologies that are being used out there. There's an argument on every level, but I'd say it's not too far fetched to say that these governments are controlling the weather and these patterns. They know about this shift taking place in Antarctica um, and in the Arctic with the ice being displaced um, and the poles moving. And now, obviously, all the ice melting off of Greenland and this huge pressure that they're seeing. Show you a quick look here at the anticyclone and what it's looking like is it has clear skies in the middle of it. You've got all this pressure and all these winds circulating, but in the middle here you see clear skies, and it's just a huge mass of pressure, and it is a weather phenomenon dubbed an anticyclone. So there's some information on it. You have the 188-day cycle coming into play here in the next 48 hours. Okay, with the ley lines of this planet, it's notorious for big earthquakes hitting. The next 48 hours are going to be pretty key to, what the rest of April is going to look like, I do believe. I've been waiting on this thus far the past few months this year, waiting on April, and we're on the doorstep. April 1st, April 2nd should be interesting. Either way, we're going to keep an eye on these earthquakes and their activity, especially around some of these volcanic regions, Canary Islands, Yellowstone, all along this west coast, as Russia's put out this warning all the way down through Chile, Central America, Mexico, the Gulf of California, all the way up the west coast into Canada. Just going to keep an eye on it. Listen to what the scientists say, and as Bug has reported in the past, Believers Underground, the post-glacial rebound effect does have an effect on what we're seeing here with these plates and the plate tectonics and the movement. So I'll leave some links, guys. Just remember, the next 48-hour window is one to keep an eye on for earthquakes and volcanic activity everywhere at this point because of the 188-day cycle landing on this precarious time. Eyes open, guys. Stay sharp. Till next time, Dabu 7 with some underground world news.